grateful this evening to introduce to you Joe from Mainly Ministries and what started off as Mainly Music. And Joe, we welcome you and ask that you please introduce yourself to us and take it away. Thank you.
Well, kia ora, ko Joe toku ingoa. I am Joe, and I am the founder of Mainly Music, which still exists, but I'll tell you a bit more in regards to how Mainly Ministries came about. We're celebrating 35 years this year of Mainly Music having started, and it started back at Hillsborough Baptist in tamariki in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and still operates today as well. It's a wonderful time in the world to be involved in the lives of whānau, of families and their young tamariki, their children. The cost of living is making it incredibly hard for whānau these days. For mātua, parents, their lack of time and energy is being swallowed up, and children are missing out on the interaction with their parents. It's a chance for the local church to provide key engagement between parents and their tamariki, their children and their pepi, their babies, because it's at this time that attachment forms. So attachment is the very intimate relationship between a parent or a carer, somebody, it might be a foster carer, it might be an adoptive parent, might be a stand-in parent, or it might be the biological parent. And that's what builds resilience in tamariki. It's a wonderful time to be involved with communities of faith too. So we use that term rather than church because there are churches, church plants, Christian childcares, lots of different places where faith is being formed. Since the pandemic, we've noticed that there is an awakening in New Zealand of churches to mission. And that's what Mainly Ministries is all about. Mainly Ministries is the brand that is known to the local church, and the local church uses Mainly Music, Mainly Play, or Mainly Babies to connect with whānau in their community. There's certainly been an increase of church planting in Aotearoa more recently. And Mainly Ministries provides these mission models because it's a way to naturally reveal Jesus, both through the program and through the people's lives, the volunteers' lives. There's a minister in the UK that says, whenever I talk about mainly Jesus, and really that's what Mainly Ministries is all about. We seek to reveal Jesus. And we do so through local communities of faith. It's also a wonderful time to be championing the role of volunteer. You know, volunteers add to the social fabric. They're the ones who give, and in giving, it brings pleasure. And faith is built in our times of volunteering. People receiving the interaction from volunteers feel seen, and it's absolutely important for each of us to be needed and known. And there are lots of people in our communities that don't feel needed or known. People also find satisfaction in realizing they have gifts. There's another minister who says, oh, I really don't like Mainly Music. I get these people along to my church who volunteer, and then off they go with their newfound confidence to find a job. And then I have to find new volunteers. He quite rightly pointed out that so many people don't realize they have something to offer. And all of a sudden, when they're thrust into the midst of lots of adults and tamariki, they find themselves able to build confidence and apply transferable skills into the mainly music setting, and then apply those because they've got this renewed confidence into a job. Now, I said before, we've established mainly ministries because we now have mainly music, mainly play, and mainly babies. Mainly play first started in Australia, and mainly babies first started in the UK. The vision of mainly ministries is we seek to reveal Jesus, and the mission can be described as this: together, creating joy-filled communities of belonging where Jesus can be revealed. And so the together part is us as an organisation partnering with churches and church plants and Christian childcares and others to reveal Jesus through a joy-filled community of belonging. Our passion is to help communities of faith in their endeavour to see whānau flourish. I was thinking of all those hydrangeas before. Flourish. Whānau need to find community. There's so many parents and grandparents who struggle with social inclusion. And when you find a community of belonging, when you are socially connected, it certainly changes your outlook on the world. They need to find joy, not just happiness, but real joy. Joy in those times that are difficult. And that only comes through faith. They find themselves curious about this Jesus that the team refer to. And the mainly music setting just provides this very gentle but very direct opportunity for people to be curious about faith and to explore faith at their own pace. It's a privilege to work together with local churches through the highs and lows that inevitably occur. And the other thing that's really cool is that it provides communities of faith with the opportunity to help with school readiness. Now, in the pandemic, with parents working from home and there not being childcare and it being quite a tough time, children then started arriving at school without the necessary skills, social skills, vocabulary, early literacy, early numeracy. And that still seems to have continued since the lockdowns. Just more recently, there was a rural based mainly music group where the Department of Education came out to check them out at a local church. It turned out that there were children arriving at school with more skills than their peers, and the common factor was that the children had been along at mainly music with their parents. Yeah, that is, and that's the local church in action. We might go out as on mission to a country where there's no food and give someone a sandwich before we tell them about Jesus. This is a chance for local churches to be giving something very practical to whānau and their tamariki. Another part of what we do is directly work with families as an organisation. We call that our supported groups. It started over 10 years ago. I was a student at Kerry Baptist College, and Mick Duncan was my lecturer. Some of you might know him. He now lives in Whanganui. And the paper was called The Church in New Zealand Society. And I realised that mainly music was being picked up mostly by middle class New Zealand. And I wanted to see us available, or what is offered available to people who were in less advantaged communities. Well, I can tell you that today we delight in the stories where whānau realise that despite life's choices, their relationship with their pepe, with their babies, and tamariki, their children, is incredibly valued. in the Wiri Women's Corrections Facility, where we've been for many, many years, Mainly Music is a valued resource for the mums in the mother and baby unit. And they go in and the mothers love it because it's something for their children and it's something for them as well. And then more recently, we've got a group going because at Odyssey Drug and Alcohol Rehabilitation Centre, because there was a woman who was in Wiri Women's Corrections who was then probationed into the Odyssey facility, and she said, "You people need Mainly Music here." And so now there's many women and their tamariki released from prison to the Odyssey Centre and receiving that care on the outside as well. I hope that you hear that our heartbeat is for Jesus. Because I tell you what, when the local church runs Mainly Music, Mainly Play or Mainly Babies, it's that heartbeat of Jesus being revealed to these people. Families are really struggling. The cost of living, the choices of lifestyles, the grandparents who commit themselves to caring for children while the parents are working. The pace of life is sucking energy away. And our society focuses on self. Well, we want to help people move away from the iPhone and the iPad and meet the great I am. We're celebrating 35 years of local churches engaged in their neighbourhood in Aotearoa. 25 years since the very first group started in Australia, and 20 years since the very first group started in the UK. So that gives you a bigger picture of Mainly Ministries, the mission home of Mainly Music, Mainly Play, and Mainly Babies. Now, Elizabeth, would you like me to mention the 4 aspects of prayer, items of prayer?
So what I have done is you can do that. I have also put that in the chat. So if you want to go through that, that will be great.
Good. Thank you. Well, the first one is for volunteers who actually struggle to reveal Jesus, believe it or not. I think partly that's a society thing. They're a bit fearful that they might be confronted by somebody. But, you know, our faith should be infused in everything we do. It doesn't have to be right up your nose. It just needs to be gently there in amongst your whole of your life. I think the second thing is I think every charity probably pleads to God for financial sustainability. One of our long-term staff says he owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. All we need is one cow for a barbecue. And there's plenty to go around. Financial sustainability is always a difficult thing for charities. So prayer for that would be great. We're just launching now into more of a fundraising push because we haven't done that greatly in the last 35 years, partly because we run a fee-for-service model, a membership contribution, but we really need to fill the gap with fundraising. We'd like to see that Mainly Music increases its influence in places like Christian childcares. They are beautiful places of faith formation for young tamariki. And then for the groups, like the 2 I talked to you about, the supported groups, we have about 12 or 13 of these supported groups, all at the moment in the North Island. We're in discussion with some people in Nelson about the potential of couple happening there. So, those are tough places, and our paid staff go in there and run mainly music and mainly play sessions.